Hello again. Today I want to name this video of mine schizoglossia or schizoglossia, which is a combination of schizophrenia and polyglossia or biglossia. Anyway, I think I've heard or read this this term being used by some linguists for the situation we have, for example, in Belarus or in Croatia, like when the people, or even in Ukraine, when the people use one language and they're kind of forced to use another language, like for example in Ukraine, Russians are forced to use Ukrainian, and a lot of time has to pass until their abilities to speak Ukrainian rises. So the Ukrainians themselves, like the Ukrainian native speakers, start speaking like the Russians, and the solution in the end is another language, like a spoken language, not a standard language, which is used amongst young people, or also people like Ukrainians and Russians who don't know the other language perfectly, so they mix everything together. Very interesting. Or in Croatia, like some of the linguists use the term for Croatia because there is one language that has been learned by old people or older people. I mean, like, Croatia has been independent for the past 20 years, so let's say for people older than 20, and now there are many terms, many words created or designed or retaken from the past to make a distinction between Croatian and Serbo-Croatian. So anyway, what I wanted to point out today, I don't think it's a problem to learn a language. I think it's a problem to absorb or to take over the mentality and way of thinking which stands behind the language, because as we know, the language we speak natively, or that we get as children, has a huge impact on our way of thinking, on the way how we see the world. So if you learn a language, you don't just learn to transfer sense from your language into another language. It's also the way of thinking, the mentality. And in the end, so for example, let's say you learn like 3 languages, and you have to combine, or like 3 mentalities are living parallelly in your mind, like existing, or 5 languages, or 5 mentalities, or 10 mentalities, and so on. So I had a thought like, what if I learn 50 languages and I have 50 minds, 50 mindsets, 50 mentalities, 50 ways of thinking and seeing the world, explaining the world in my mind? Wouldn't I get schizophrenic? Like, wouldn't I be divided into 50 people? Because there is a Croatian saying, I can't transfer it directly, but I can tell, like, the more languages you know, the more people you're worth, or the more people you stand for. Like, you could replace 5 people if you knew 5 languages. I would be very interested in your thoughts on that. Like, would we get crazy, become crazy, if we learn too many languages, if we try to combine or put together too many mentalities in our minds? So looking out for comments, votings, and messages. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.